Yeah, so we're like a small creative project and we make comic books and zines and apparel that's sort of based around positive awareness of mental health and well-being.
Yeah, the idea is to get people to understand their own mental health and well-being.
Yeah, and also to get other people, to talk about it and to
Yeah.
encourage others to talk about it.
And it kind of, I don't know, just became a job. Like, Laura got involved and said, you can make this into a thing that will give you money and let you draw all the time.
Lize asked if I could help out because I've got some sort of business management admin
background.
background.
I pretty much almost gave up because it was too big for me to handle by myself.
Yeah.
It just completely took off and I didn't know what to do with it. So I was like, help please.
So I was helping out here and there, and then they decided to hire me full-time a few weeks ago. I've always wanted to work in a creative field because I studied fine art at university, so and I feel very passionately about raising awareness about mental health issues as well, so it just kind of worked.
Yeah. I drew a ghost for someone's album cover for like freelance work, and I really liked the character. And then I made a comic about it. It's about me and my boyfriend getting together, and he was a ghost and I was a skeleton. So in the back of my mind, I was developing this character. And then I made badges, and it started off as the Tired Eyes Club, which just wasn't very catchy, and it sounded like I was ill. So then it turned into the Sad Ghost Club, just the words worked. And then I made comics about it. It was more like me leaving the Sad Ghost Club. I made the comic because I knew I wanted to make something else, but I sort of exhausted all the comics about the ghosts and my personal Sad Ghost Club. So I just thought it would be really nice to have a zine that just said really simple rules about how you can be less sad, pretty much. And that's, the beginning.
That's kind of how it started,
Yeah.
We went and got lunch together, and I said to her, like, you can do something really, really good with this. Like, it helped me a lot, and I've seen online it's helped a lot of other people.
Yeah.
We became a social enterprise, which means we give something back to the community. So how we do that is we do our workshops, and then we also work with charities.
Yeah, before Laura started, I hadn't even thought about using it as a force for good, and I struggled with it a lot. I felt quite guilty about making artwork that was about my personal experiences that was resonating with a lot of people, and I wasn't doing anything. I was just like, cool, I'm just going to keep selling you comics.
Yeah.
And so now we can feel like we're actually being a bit more helpful.
Yeah, so we've got the online shop, and we've also occasionally do wholesale stuff.
Yeah, but we don't do design for anything else.
No, the only sort of other thing we've done is we worked off the record and did a mural for them on one of their therapy rooms. But our work is very in-house, like we sort of do all our own design work.
Yeah, that's just how it's worked for us.
Yeah.
Laura took a risk.
Yeah, so we were both part-time, we were daily part-time, and it was getting more and more popular, and it was in Lize's spare room.
Yeah, on a tiny little desk.
It was just two of us on a really small desk, and I was like, okay. And we were
no room for staff.
We were starting to get meetings with charities, and like a lot of stuff was happening, and we'd always go to them, but they could obviously never come to us.
Yeah.
So I was like, we should maybe go for a studio. So I went on Gumtree and just had a look. We left it for a while, but then this space came up, which is a social enterprise as well. And it just seemed like the perfect place. And we did a Indiegogo campaign to get the money, so we felt a bit safer about moving in.
Yeah.
It was kind of to raise money for a few months' rent. So there's this space, which is a private studio, and downstairs is cubicles.
Yeah.
So
creative space.
It's like a creative space, so it's open plan, and there's lots of different either tables or cubicles that you can rent, and they're young creatives or just
someone's a dressmaker, graphic designer, a writer.
There's a
really nice
science illustrator.
Oh, yeah.
Someone that makes costumes and stuff. Yeah. Then there's the training space, which they do workshops in based around creativity, and we do some of our workshops in there.
Yeah.
And then downstairs is the shop, which has loads of independent artists' work, and then there's
Local, like Bristol artists.
There's also vinyl. There's also
the
a
coffee shop
and
a
book
gallery.
shop and a gallery. So
yeah, it's
a
a
lot
really
going
nice,
on.
Yeah, it's a real creative hub.
Yeah.
Which is why we like it so much. Instability is a pretty big
I
drawback.
think it's just we are in charge of ourselves, and that is great because if we've got a great idea, we can just do it. But it's also that we're in charge of ourselves, and sometimes that's hard.
Yeah.
You sometimes think, oh, I'll go in an hour late, or which is not good. If you work in a big company, you're going to get a wage every month.
Yeah.
But with this, there is the fear of
it could just stop.
People could just not like us anymore.
Yeah.
Because of funding to do with charities, and also working out how much money we can put into that side of the business, it takes a long time to get a charity on board with you. So we have a lot of meetings, we throw a lot of ideas out there, and eventually now, for example, we work with social enterprises and charities. So we are doing workshops with Paper at the moment, which is where the studio is based, and we've got 12 workshops booked now, and all based around mental health and wellbeing and self-care. So that's something we do, and we're going to work with other charities. Hopefully, we just had a meeting this morning. In May, we're going to start doing workshops in schools based around self-care and wellbeing, and occasionally do badges that the profits all go to a certain charity. So do that as well. All the merchandise and stuff, obviously we charge for. We also put it online for free as well, all the comic books.
We didn't like the idea of there being a guide to not being sad, but you have to pay for that information. That doesn't resonate well with us.
And when we have our own workshops,
they're
free. But occasionally, if we work with other companies, they'll say you need to charge this much money to make the money back. So we do charge occasionally for workshops.
That's the bread and butter.
That's basically how it works. So we sell stuff on our online shop, and we do art fairs, and from that profit we're then able to create workshops.
We declare it.
Yeah, we write.
And my dad said that's all you need to do. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, we just write copyright Sad Days Club or copyright Lize Meddings on it, because Lize is the illustrator, and put the year that it was done.
When we first started, there was quite a few copycat things, and it was just people taking the artwork off the internet and putting it on Redbubble. And luckily, our following, anybody that likes our stuff knows to get it from us, not a third party buyer.
We don't really plan stuff.
With the apparel, that's a lot easier to plan because that's not as creative. But for me, at the moment, I'm working on a colouring book. But one day I'll be like, I'm not going to do that. I've got a real good comic idea. And it just sometimes it just hits you and you just got to get it out
when
there.
It comes to creative work, planning sometimes doesn't work.
Let's start with a ghost and then work from there.
Let's have a ghost in it.
Yeah. Usually it's just a lot of sketching to get to a final product.
Yeah, and we usually
a lot of input.
Yeah, and there is a lot of chopping and changing ideas and stuff. And we tell the internet, this is coming out,
to make it official.
So then we can slack because people will get angry if we don't.
Yeah. I work really traditionally, actually, for such a design brand. I draw everything with pencil and then go over it in pen, and then I'll touch it up on the computer and stuff. Really, a lot of stuff's got more paint in and stuff.
Yeah,
it's really nice because whatever I'm enjoying personally, I can bring to the table, and that's why I really enjoy it. I think. Painting a mural.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
Really we did
satisfying.
That together.
Yeah, that was kind of our first big thing.
Yeah.
Together. It was really nice. It just had a big ghost and then loads of plants
Yeah.
all over the wall, and that was really fun.
The guide to making friends is really important to me because that was sort of the first thing I sort of got involved in.
Yeah.
I wrote. So
Yeah, and that was really personal
and it was
to
really
us as well.
personal because
I'm enjoying the colouring book as well, actually.
yeah,
Although, like, the last page I did was full of leaves, and by the end of the day,
you hate it.
I was pretty grumpy about painting leaves.
We have such a great community that people have a lot of trust in us, so they'll order something just from a mock-up. And it's all been really, really good, and we've been so pleased when our work comes in and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
We're trying to be more ethical and get stuff from better sources.
Yeah.
So the current t-shirts we've got, they said they were grey.
And they're kind of green.
They're kind of green. And we got them yesterday. We were like, you said they were grey to everyone. So
That's a bit worrying.
it's all learning. Like,
yeah.
that's the only thing I can say. There's nothing I've disliked. It's just worry that I'm going to upset customers.
Yeah. I find as well when we've got something new, so it'll be like, okay, design a notebook today. I'm like, okay, how can I draw the ghost in a way that I haven't already drawn the ghost?
Yeah.
That fills me with dread. Yeah, the colouring book we're doing because in the last scene it had a colouring page and we got a really nice response. People loved that.
I got so many messages,
Yeah.
emails, tweets saying like, why do you not have a colouring book?
Yeah, so we were like, oh, okay, we'll just make a colouring book.
Yeah,
It's something I've never done.
Yeah, we left it for a while and then we just got so many messages. We were like, well, we're going to have to make one because we're trying to get new merchandise out. We're working with someone to get little figurines.
Oh yeah, resin
done.
toys.
Resin
I
toys.
just sent off a plan yesterday.
Yeah,
So that's nice.
new pins. Like, we're just trying to get new merchandise out there and
Yeah.
more.
That's Helen's job.
Yeah.
I was just posting artwork when I finished it at any time of day and not really seeing an increase in the audience. And I just thought everybody was getting bored of it.
Yeah.
But since Laura and Helen figured out the right times to put stuff up and to get the best engagement, it's just grown so fast.
Without social media, for example, if we don't post anything for one day, we get no sales.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So we have to post. I used to post maybe once a day, but now Helen's doing it. She's posting maybe 3 times a day.
Sometimes 4.
Sometimes 4.
Tumblr's been really good for us. Like, we have a really big audience in America, and that's purely come from Tumblr.
Yeah, more than half of our audience is like 56% is America.
It can really snowball on that.
Yeah.
Just don't ever stop doing it, because I nearly stopped doing Psycho's Club. If I hadn't asked for help, I would have stopped.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got friends that can help you, definitely get them involved, even if it's just opinions. And be on the internet, like, all the time.
So important.
Instagram is really good. I always say Instagram just tricks people into being your friend, basically, because you can mix business and personal.
And people like that.
And we fall for it all the time. There are so many people I follow and I'm like, yeah, we're pals, I've got to buy their thing. We're not friends.
Keep on top of paperwork.
Yeah.
Because
And keep receipts.
I haven't. So now I have 3 months of paperwork to do. Don't be afraid to get your work out there.
Yeah.
Be motivated.
Yeah.
And
you don't need like a good set of money to start. It might take years.
yeah, it's taken us a long time. We were literally, the money was going on buying t-shirts, and once they sold with that little bit of money we had left, we then bought more, and eventually now we're able to have a studio, we're able to employ people, we're able
just
to
investing in ourselves pretty much.
do workshops. So it took a long time.
It's pretty much everything you guys have said.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's good.